nhau học tiếng Anh với mình nha. Một trong những cách mà mình cảm thấy học tiếng Anh hiệu quả đó chính là mở YouTube, lắng nghe cũng như là lặp lại những gì mà người khác nói. Thì bây giờ cùng nhau học với mình thôi. Hi. What should I say? Let's talk about it. Sometimes I'm surprised because my English students don't use expressions that I hear a lot around me in daily life. Even some advanced English learners miss some of the expressions that we use commonly. But today I want to help you learn some common English expressions for daily life. Especially since pandemic began, our interaction have been a lot different. There have been more online meetings, Zoom calls, this type of interactions where there might be some communication problems due to bad internet or Wi-Fi or some kind of misunderstandings. I hope that today's expression will help you to have smoother interaction in this situation. The training phrases fit into 4 categories: asking someone for information, making sure you understand something, politely interrupting conversation, and finally, politely agree and disagree with someone. Let's talk without. You can say, what's that? What this? But this is really basic, and there are a lot of expressions that we use. Do you happen to know what time the meeting is? Beautiful. Do you happen to know? This is a little bit different, but it's beautiful. Do you have any idea if Katie is coming to dinner tomorrow? Do you have any idea? This is simply asking, do you know if Katie is coming? But we can use this word idea. Do you have any idea if Katie is coming to dinner tomorrow? I would like to know if Katie is coming to dinner. I like to know. If this is like a question, right? It's not a question mark, but you're asking for more information with the direct question. Oh, like if come dinner, maybe I have to send her a message. I like to know if. You might hear someone say, I'm wondering if those reports about marketing plan are finished. I'm wondering if those reports are finished. If the boss says this, means that he or she is trying to be indirect and asking, are they finished yet? But instead of directly asking that, they kind of indirectly say, I'm wondering if they're finished. It doesn't seem like a question, but it is. They are asking for information to know are the reports done. I'm wondering if those reports will be done by 3 o'clock. You can say, yes, they will be done by 3 o'clock. Or maybe, no, they won't. Alright, let's do the next category. The second category is checking for understanding. Checking to see if someone else understands you or if you understand them correctly. So when someone asks this question, you want to make sure to respond accurately. Whether you are giving direction or telling complex stories, you want to make sure that other people can understand because you don't want to get in the end of the conversation and the other person or you says, huh? It's quite disheartening, so I want to make sure that you use this expression to check along the way to make sure that you will understood. Do you know what I mean? Especially for talking about that is knowing you are close to your heart. Let's imagine that your child is having problems going to bed at night and it's really frustrating for you. So you're talking with your husband about it. If this is similar to my life. And you say, oh yeah, it's so tough. Why won't he just sleep? I'm so annoyed, you know what I mean? And here, I'm asking to see if he understands how I feel. Do you notice that I kind of first question work? Do. The full question is, do you know what I mean? But we often just say, you know what I mean? And you want the other person ideally to say, yes, I understand what you mean. I understand how you're feeling. They might say, no, I really don't. And then you realize, okay, I need to explain this way. But this is a great question to ask. You know what I mean? Or you can ask, are you following? When you talk complex sense direction about how to fill in the paperwork to get a visa and telling your friend first do this and then you go quite complex and their eyes start to their eyes glaze over, you must say, are you following? When you following this direction, you might say, sorry, I lost you a long time ago. Or maybe their eyes are not glazing over, instead they say, yes, okay, alright. You know direction are pretty complicated. Right things now, but they're not. You might ask them, got it? That means, do you understand? Are you following my direction? Are you getting? This is another meaning of the word get, which means to understand. I get you. This means I understand you. I understand how you're feeling. In answer to this, if someone got it, you must say, got it. So you can just report the same phrase. So someone's at the end they say, do you understand? Or they say, got it? You can say, yep, got it. My son difficult falling asleep. Well, when I'm talking to my husband about it, I must say we need to make some changes in his nighttime routine to have maybe change daily routine to help him wind down and feel more tired at the end of the day. I can ask him, are we on the same page? We're not something really. Just mean, do we have the same ideas? Do you agree with me that we need to change something so that we can sleep? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are we on the same page? This is very important for the relationships. On the same page as your partner for a lot of stuff, but you can even use this work. You're talking about working on. You want to make sure that everyone in the team is on the same page, on the same thing. So you must say, are we on the same page? Everyone, are we on the same page? Alright, let's do it. Next category is like real daily life conversation where you need to interrupt someone, or it could be on the Zoom call when someone internet cuts out and you need to tell them something but you want to tell them politely, or maybe it's information wrong about your marketing meeting, so you need to interrupt them before they continue. What can you say? Excuse me, may I have a word? Excuse me, may I have a word? This is not just one word. This means, can I say something? Can I interrupt you and say something? Excuse me, may I have a word? You can use this when you knock on the door. You want to tell him someone, knock. Excuse me, may I have a word? Great, that means telling some, usually some brief and short. Do you mind if I jump in here? Jump in means interrupting. And we can imagine that idea that someone else is talking and you are jumping or cutting or interrupting in the middle of what they're saying. Do you mind if I jump in there? I want to say something that is important right now. Do you mind if I jump in here? Sorry, I didn't catch that. Is it possible to repeat last point? This is especially organized when someone is in a presentation or they're trying to tell you some steps and you missed the last thing that they said. You could use the whole phrase. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Means that I didn't understand that. Can you repeat that last point? Or you can shorten even further and just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This means I didn't get it, but it's really polite because you're apologizing for not understanding. And you can just say that I'm sorry and repeat that they said. And finally, more direct question you can say is, do you mind if I interrupt you? You're still using the polite expression. Do you mind if? Clear word interrupt. Someone is speaking. Do you mind if I interrupt you? I want to share this relevant to the example before we move on to something else. Do you mind if I interrupt you? For daily conversation are different ways to agree or disagree with someone. Let's talk some. For one word responses, strong agreement, you can say, totally, absolutely, right. Great, you strongly agree. English is the most fun language to learn. You may say totally, absolutely, right. For partly agreement with someone, you can use these slightly longer phrases. I see your point, but this means, yeah, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I just understand your point of view, but I disagree. Someone said, skiing is the best sport in the world. You must say, well, I see your point, but I really would rather play basketball. Okay, you're agreeing with them. That's polite, but you also show your point of view. Skiing is. You must say, I'm not so sure about that. Partly agree, not 100%. Well, I'm not so sure. You see, kind of indirect language. I'm not so sure. You could say I'm sure about it. 100%. I'm sure. But here's saying I'm not so sure about that. I would rather than play basketball. I'm not so sure about that. Usually agree. Finally, disagree. Let's imagine that you prefer basketball more than skiing. You can say that's not always true. Skiing is dangerous. Skiing is really cool. Yeah, that's not always true. But you might say, I don't agree. I don't think so. This is pretty clear, but you know what? I don't agree. Basketball is better. I don't think so. Basketball is better. This is my opinion. I disagree in just the way it is. I hope that your daily English vocabulary has improved and these phrases more understandable to you as you listening conversation, participating in them in daily life or in meetings or in Zoom or online. I hope that helpful to you. Trade expression is a lot to learn, you know what I mean? But I hope you got it. Got it? Got it. And now I'm wondering if you can use any of these expressions in the comments below this video. Let me know which one of these would you like to use. And thank you so much for learning English with me. And I'll see you again next Friday for new lessons here on my YouTube channel. Bye! Vậy là mình đã học xong 20 phrases trong tiếng Anh. Lát nữa mình sẽ mở file PDF và mình lặp lại những cái cụm từ này nha. Mình cũng không biết sao mình chưa tìm thấy cái file PDF nữa, nhưng mà thường là sau khi mà nghe xong đó là mình sẽ lặp lại cái file PDF đó, đọc vào một lần nữa để những cái mình vừa mới đọc vừa mới học được nó ghi nhớ trong đầu mình hơn. Thì đây là một trong những cách mà mình thường hay học tiếng Anh. Nếu mà các bạn vẫn còn đang yếu hay là không có nói tiếng Anh giỏi thì các bạn cũng có thể thử phương pháp này. Mình học cảm thấy rất là hiệu quả. Hy vọng là chia sẻ của mình là hữu ích. Hãy nhấn nút like và subscribe bên dưới để ủng hộ mình cho những video sắp tới nha. Bye bye.